Hey, Joe.
Hey, Rosie.
Happy Pod Day.
Happy Pod Day to you.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. I've been really having a good time with Wiki howing things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it all started this past weekend with some friends. I was in Cape Cod, and we just kept Wiki howing stupid things. Hours of laughter.
So I used WikiHow and Google a lot in my old job.
I thought you were going to say in your old life.
In my old life. I used to be a printer technician. Actually, it was an old life. I used to repair printers for a law firm.
Computer VCR repair.
Yeah, that's what I did for my vocation. But so I put it into practice, and I repaired these big printers for this law firm. And I got the job not knowing anything. Seriously, not knowing anything. They had a quick 2-week course, but I said I had training repairing printers.
You lied?
I did. I lied, which is not true. Because I just wanted a job. It's how I moved to New York City.
Only guys can lies.
Only guys can
Only
lies.
guys
If
can
it
lies.
rhymes, it's true. It has to rhyme.
With jobs, anyway.
So it was my first job in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a full-time job. I don't have a college degree, so it's hard for me to I was a townie in
Well, yeah,
East
that's why
Hartford.
we're friends too, because we're townies with no college.
Yeah, we're townies with
Everyone
no
in
college.
New York City has college degrees because people move here.
Well, especially
money.
improv people, they got money.
They got money.
Coming in,
they went to
or
college.
They went to college, or
Some of them aren't even in debt, which fuck you.
That's one thing I don't have. No debt, because I never went to college.
Never went to college.
Yeah.
Friends.
So I got this job, and I just said I can repair printers. I did a quick training course for Canon and HP printers, and I worked at this law firm. And something would happen to a printer, would show an error. I'm like, oh yeah, I know how to fix that. Let me get a specific tool. And I'd run back to my little office, and I just Google. I'd be like, oh god,
yeah,
what is this? And I'd use WikiHow. I'd use.
Did it help you?
Oh, that's how my first 2 years were actual on-the-job training of using Google and WikiHow.
You have to fake it till you make it,
I
man.
faked it till I maked it. And I worked there for 5+ years, and I wasn't fired. I quit.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's really good. My favorite WikiHow right now is how to fake your own death. So this is the blurb they give you.
Cool.
Whether you're running from the cops, running away from home, or simply want to start your life again, sometimes in life you may need to take your own death. You may need to fake your own death to escape. See step 1 for a few illuminating tips on how to try to fake your own death without arousing too much suspicion.
Suspicion has been aroused.
Yeah.
I think it is near impossible to fake your own death now.
I know. I wish you still could.
Yeah.
I would have done it 1,000 times by now.
Yeah, back in the day, you can fake your death and just move a town over.
I know.
And
everyone would be like, where is
Yeah.
Bobo? Bobo must be dead.
We must see this or learn about this friend Bobo of yours. If you're a listener of the pod, Rosie has mentioned Bobo, which is her nickname for this person that she doesn't want to call out.
No, I think it's just my default name.
Yeah.
Bobo. For things, you know?
Yeah. That would be a good fake name after you fake your own death.
I made Kelly Quinn. We had an entire show once that basically revolved.
Friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod. Also a funny improviser here in NYC.
But most importantly, friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod. In a show, basically the show revolved around her character, Lil Bobo, who was a dancer.
Okay.
And I've always been giving people Bobo. But since then, now I feel like I'm just Boboing left and right because it's sort of in the lexicon when I see them.
Yeah.
But she did such a good little Bobo, so now I kind of picture that, and so now it feels like hers, and so I think I might have to get a new name.
Yeah.
Like Lil Momo, or just
retiring your bit is a good thing because then it forces you to create something new.
Yeah, it's hard to move on though. I will say Lil Bobo it feels right.
Yeah.
It feels right, and I'm not ready to let it go, but sometimes you just gotta. I'm wiki-howing how to wash your hands now.
I've watched a lot of people that run from the law, like document. Oh, I watched a Ted Bundy documentary recently, and he like created a whole new persona in Florida
Yeah.
to get away from the murders. And then he started murdering in Florida, and it's like,
Yeah, he could not
Yeah,
stop.
he
He'd
couldn't
be
stop.
murdering.
yeah,
He was insatiable.
yeah.
Do you ever wake up grateful that you have no interest in being a child molester or a murderer?
I never woke up grateful that I didn't, but I guess that's an interesting perspective because it is like a sickness.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
don't
like
think
something
anyone
you
wants to be a
yeah,
murderer.
you don't
or
choose to
child
do
molester.
it. It's got to be an urge.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? You're born with that urge to like. It's got That's why I feel like the priesthood, really it's like a magnet to a lot of these like predators because it's about celibacy and it's able to hide the fact that you're not like if you're not attracted to adult people, you can just hide it in your celibate sacrifice that you gave.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, I'm a priest, so I'm celibate. But really, you're just trying to like hide an urge.
yeah. Okay, this is how you wash your hands. Wet your hands with running water, either warm or cold. Apply liquid bar or powder soap to a cupped hand. Lather well and rub for 20 seconds. That's WikiHow, baby.
Are these like community made? I assume they're not made by like.
I hope some
Like the
idiot
site.
made them in the community because damn.
How far up do you wash your hands to?
It depends what was happening. Sometimes I go pretty far.
I do to like a little past the wrist.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah.
Most people don't though.
There's some people that like wash their fucking arms.
I do that
Have you ever
sometimes.
seen
I
like
do
they're
that.
washing and they're like dude, were you have like your whole arm in a cow's vagina? Like what is the purpose?
When I do,
What is the purpose of doing that?
I'm definitely not. I should not be the standard of like. I shouldn't be asked this question. I have a bad history with washing, but like, if I'm doing something gross, like I do the garbage or something, I will really wash my arms.
Really?
Yeah, because it just.
Well, you're a
feel-
very clean person, right?
Yeah, and it's like definitely mentally illness based, and not just like, oh, I just love hygiene.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely obsessive.
Yeah.
So like washing my arms are like even in the winter, like not sunburned, they'll be like red just because like I kind of wash them.
You wash them too much?
I wash them when I'm washing my hands sometimes. Just cause. Just cause.
Do you use a bar soap or do you use a loofah?
So I love bar soap, but I don't use it because this also is like, I'm sure, mental illness. But once it drops, it's like dead to me because to me, the bottom of a shower is like there's nothing. It might as well be a toilet
Yeah, I get that.
because you wash your asshole in it.
Yeah.
So I think people think that if you don't see,
But you wash
shit-
your asshole with a bar soap.
But it's like water is germy because it's something being moist all the time. Mm-hmm. The germs don't dry out. And like when you are washing your asshole in the shower, those germs, yes, they're like in the water and going down the drain, but they're also going all over the tub.
Yeah.
So that's why people wear flip-flops and stuff in a shower that isn't like in their home because yes, because of funguses, but also because it's like you're
you don't know
standing
their-
in someone's
yeah.
asshole water.
Their gross ass asshole water.
Yeah.
That's not familiar to you.
Yeah, I don't think people should worry about this stuff. I'm just saying like my brain does, and I'm not signing off onto it or telling anyone else they should worry about it because they definitely shouldn't. There's way bigger fish to fry, but this is what my brain focuses on, so
Yeah.
gotta do what I gotta do. I wear, yeah, but wait, so like about bar soap, if like my apartment is just gross, like the bathtub is gross, it's like an old Victorian bathtub.
You named it last time. What was it? What kind of bathtub is it?
It's just an old Victorian tub.
Is that what it is? Just a Victorian
it's
tub?
just like one
Has
of
like
those
the feet.
deep, gross tubs that is like you clean it and it looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
So like if I drop a bar of soap in it versus like my parents' house, it feels grosser because like how many people have lived there and
Yeah.
I don't know. It just feels... I wouldn't take a bath there either.
Yeah.
All right,
I
what
used
about
to
you
take...
with bars?
I was a bar soap person, but I have like skin issues. Like it dries out.
Yeah.
But I've moved on to the loofah,
Yeah.
and I really like it.
Loofah.
But I was soaping it wrong. How I would soap a loofah was I would take it and like split it open and then pour the soap inside of it, and then I'd like close it and then squeeze it. And they're like, "What are you like, fingering your loofah?"
There's
like,
no
why
wrong way to soap a loofah, though.
Yeah, but I mentioned that to someone, and she was like, "Wait, what are you doing to the loofah?" I'm like, I would like peel, I want to get it towards the center. So when I squeeze it with the water, it makes the foam, and I want the whole thing to have. And I don't want all the soap to be just on one part of the loofah.
Right.
But yeah, I've been loofahing for a while. I used a Dove Sensitive Skin body soap, and then I moved to an Irish Spring recently.
That smells good. That one didn't work well for me because it wasn't very clean rinsing. It made me feel sticky. I really like soaps that, like, once you rinse it, they don't leave any residue.
So you're like, okay.
I hate residue. That's part of my...
Yeah.
That's definitely part of, like, my obsession. I hate when you can feel things. Like, just putting on lotion. My skin is so dry all the time, but, like, putting on lotion, it isn't worth the relief because, like, I hate that feeling of something being on you.
Yeah.
Hate it. Even if it's good for ya.
Yeah, I hate, like, when I have to, like, wear, like, a temporary tattoo or something.
Oh, I don't mind that.
Like, anything that's, like, drawn on me, I don't like it.
How come?
I don't know.
You have no tattoos, right?
Nothing. No.
Oh, it makes me so mad.
No, I got no tattoos, no piercings, no nothing. I do not like needles.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
I do not like needles.
You hate them more than you think the average.
Honestly, just mentioning needles, I feel a little faint. Like I get the tunnel vision. I get the idea of a foreign thing that pierces your skin and goes into a vein. Ugh, I just do not like it at all. I don't know why. Like the bottom of my feet, I just want to like cringe my toes because I always think of a needle going into the bottom of my foot for some reason.
Oh,
and just like that sensitive part of the skin of the bottom of your foot, just a needle going into it. And so the needle goes in, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say it's a needle that draws blood, so a needle that has to go in a vein. Mm-hmm. The needle goes in, and then it removes this liquid from your body, the blood. I remember I had to get blood taken one time, and the woman was very quiet. She was like, had a very soft voice, and she was like, "Okay, just sit down, sit in this chair." And I sat in this chair, and it had like a spot for my arm to rest. Mm-hmm. And I put my arm down, and she puts the rubber band on, which is super tight, so the vein like pops out.
I hate that feeling.
Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like it. So she puts the needle in, and it was so quiet because she didn't talk. The room was very quiet that I heard the blood go into the vial. Like I heard like drips. I heard like almost like it sounded like a very quiet creak. Like it was just like I heard like liquid moving.
That's creepy.
And once I heard that, my body went completely pale. Yeah. I basically got very fuzzy, and I was about to pass out. And I told her, I'm like, I'm gonna pass out. And then she had to take out the thing and all that stuff, and she didn't get a full sample. She was like, "We got to do it again." And I was like, "You need to make noise. Just talk to me, or say something, or let's turn on a fan or something. I don't know how." We'll put on Spotify on your little computer there or something. We need noise to happen because hearing that is so grotesque, and I hate it. But then that's the needle that draws the blood, right? Mm-hmm. And then there's the needle that like goes into your muscle. Let's say like a flu shot or something, which I never get, which I probably should. But those needles, I always think about.
You never get a flu shot?
Never.
Oh my God, you're like killing little babies.
Am I?
Maybe.
Well, that's
if you're carrying it.
No, isn't that's vaccines? I'm vaccinated.
It's both. It's measles and flu, because
really?
Flu can kill babies.
Well,
baby killer over here.
I'm a baby killer apparently. Yeah, that's the sacrifice I have to make for my phobia of needles. When it comes to needles that go into your arm, I think of it going into the muscle. And then pushing this foreign liquid into my body, so my muscle has to make room for this liquid going in. Yeah. And just the thought of that, I'm sure that's not actually how the body works, but just the thought of this liquid going into the muscle, and then the muscle has to like move around and make room, and maybe I have like a lump or something because now there's liquid in there. It freaks me the fuck out, and I hate it so much.
Needles are not my thing, but it's not fun. But it's not You know, like when I give blood, I'm like, it's more just like annoying.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I hate that feeling of when it goes in.
Ugh.
And I don't like it, but I don't fear it. But my thing is, I have a lot of things, but my ultimate thing and why I never ever go, which is bad, is like gynecological exams. There's this thing they do that is beyond. I feel like, oh my God, I wouldn't wish it uponst my memory. Uponst my worst enemy.
I wouldn't wish it upon my memory to remember it.
And you know what? That's true also. I would not do that. Okay, it's like this part of when it's like, it can't open as far as they want it. So they're creaking it open with the tool. But it's like they're creaking it open further than it can go. So it fucking hurts. And then they get it open and you're all tense because it hurts. So it's like harder to creak open with this silver tool. And it's like, I feel like I'm being literally ripped apart because I'm so tense it hurts more than it's supposed to. I think other people are better at relaxing their body, but I am really bad at it. And then they do this thing where they fucking fist your ass, but not your ass, the other hole. And then they hold your bladder, and they're like, I'm holding your bladder.
They say what they're doing?
They say it, and I'm like, can you not hold my bladder? Because it feels like the way it feels is like, in that moment, I would rather be dead. I just want to die.
Listen, I am a man. I do not have the equipment we're speaking of. I'm going to be honest with my ignorance here. Yeah. I did not know that you can access a woman's bladder through her vagina.
And I think that it's
so wait.
And I think it's possible I'm wrong, and maybe she's not holding it in her hand.
Wait, you said
maybe
she said
she's
it.
going near it.
Okay,
I have a memory of her being like, "This is the last time."
Maybe you did take this
and
away
she
from
was
your memory.
like, "You see this, that," and she's like, "You feel this? That's your bladder." But it felt like she was holding it and squeezing it, and like fucking squeezing it. But maybe it's possible you can't do that, and she was just being near it, and that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, we need a doctor to comment.
Comment if you're a doctor. Tell us,
please.
if the bladder is accessible from the vagina.
Either way, for sure, this
Makes
is the truth. That it feels terrible, and like you're supposed to go every year, and I just can't because it feels so bad, and I'm like getting hives just thinking about it right now because thinking about how long it's been and thinking about how it feels.
I'm still recovering from talking about needles. Seriously.
Yeah, you wouldn't have liked being me then. I've gotten lots of tattoos, and I had lots of piercings. Like, I had my face all pierced when I was a teen.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I had my lip pierced.
It's funny, so it doesn't leave a scar or anything.
Yeah, it does. You can see it.
Oh, yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
I had my nose pierced. Sometimes I can't remember if I had my eyebrow pierced or not. No, I didn't. I think I almost did. And I had my tongue pierced.
Really?
Yeah, you can see a weird scar, too.
I can't see anything.
You can't see it? Maybe it's gone.
I have
scar tissue.
I have a fucked up tongue.
Why?
So my tongue has something called, it's like terrestrial cuts or something.
That sounds terrible.
I don't know if that's real.
Sounds like
that might not be real.
Alien stabbed you.
It's called like terrestrial tongue.
That
I'll show it in a second, but I want to like.
I hate tongues, so I don't want to. Can you make sure they don't look gross first? They make me so nauseous, tongues. I fucking hate them.
I'm actually like self-conscious about my tongue, so I don't really. Like,
everyone should be.
I don't like stick out my tongue or anything like that. That's not what I have.
It looks like a vagina.
No, I don't have that. That's a person who like altered their tongue to look
like a vagina.
Like a vagina, yeah. So, all right, I'm gonna show. So.
Yeah, it looks
like it's all cut up.
An alien cut you, yeah.
Yeah, it's like. I told my doctor about it, and when I go to the dentist, I'm like, I have this like really fucked up tongue. And he's like, yeah.
I think a lot of people have that though.
It's like it's a part due to inflammation, and it's a part due that I fucked it up when I was a kid. So in shop class in high school, there was a multi like power supply that can provide multiple different powers. Mm-hmm. And I took the two leads and I like turned up the voltage and like touched my tongue and shocked my tongue. And I think I fucked it up. That I think so. I think it is because I
Really?
didn't have it before.
Wait, okay, so why would your tongue have inflammation though?
Well, because your whole body gets inflammation. So
Even your
is
tongue?
everything.
Inflammation means swelling, right?
Inflammation is a form of swelling. Yes.
Okay. So can it be so minimal that you can't feel it?
I
Like,
don't.
if you
as in-
have it, can you feel that you're inflamed?
I mean, if you have like psoriasis, a lot of people that have inflammation have psoriasis, which apparently I did have. Then I was told I was diagnosed wrong.
We
talked about that.
We cannot talk about psoriasis twice.
No,
Legally, we cannot.
we can't. We
I'll
signed those papers.
kill myself.
We signed those papers. So that means we burned me farting into an air conditioner.
Yeah, we did.
Okay. So like my joints get achy. I have like
So they're
bad joints.
inflamed?
They're because of inflammation. So you can
okay.
feel it. It's mostly like joint issues, and it leads to high cholesterol, high blood pressure.
Fun.
So every time I go to get my blood pressure
Do you have
checked,
high blood pressure?
a little bit.
How do you have to be on meds?
No, I don't have to be on meds.
That's good.
But yeah, I do have it. Both my parents have it, and I'm a very anxious person.
Well, all older people have it, right?
But I've always had it, even in my 20s and late teens.
You had high blood pressure in your 20s?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know, I'm very anxious. I'm a very anxious person.
I had a really bad bout of it last summer. It was like
No, I remember
it could
you told
not
us
be
about it.
controlled.
Yeah.
And it was like they wouldn't even let me leave the doctor's office because it was so high. So I had to like go into. This has happened to me twice now, where I have to go and meditate because they can't let you leave if it's a certain number. Like if it's so high.
So was it like what was the number?
It was like one. I can't remember which one was which, but it was like one of the numbers was 200.
That's the high number. So wow.
And it's like you can have a heart attack at any moment.
You're gonna blow a
Yeah,
gasket.
you can like blow a gasket.
You got a stroke.
Yeah, so it's like they wouldn't let me leave, and this has happened twice where like I just have to stay there for an hour and just like calm myself down,
Yeah.
and then when they can see that I can bring it down,
Yeah.
and it's not like that all the time, then they let you leave.
Yeah.
But when I come in like that and they just take that cold reading,
Yes.
they don't understand what my anxiety is like. And I don't think they understand that your anxiety can make, even though they're doctors, I really don't think they know how much anxiety,
So,
because they're not like psychiatrists.
I'm so glad
and
you're
so
saying
confused.
this. Because this is exactly, they actually have a term for it, and I bring it up because, yes, and when they check my blood pressure, it's always high. And I
Yeah.
tell them, I'm like, I'm very anxious. I'm a very anxious person.
Yeah.
If you check it again, it will be lower. So they wait
Me
a couple minutes
too.
and they check it again, and then the number's
Yes,
lower.
same.
And then when the doctor comes in, he has to check it because he looks at the chart and goes, "Whoa!"
Yeah, they're like,
"All right,
what
let's
the
do this
fuck
again."
is wrong with you?
Yeah, so it's just like an anxiety thing, and then
Yeah.
once I get to know the doctor or whatever, and then I chill out a bit. But it's like a doctor anxiety. I forget the name of it, but
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'm the most anxious I could be in a doctor's office.
Yeah.
So those readings are just so skewed. So then they made me do like a 24-hour one where you have to wear the machine for 24 hours, which
wow.
is ridiculous. Like even as you're trying to sleep, it's inflating and it hurts, you know? Like that it hurts.
Thinking about it, inflating and feeling
For
the pump.
24 hours.
Pump,
I
pump,
gave
pump.
up because I was like
Yeah.
like eventually it was just too hard to like carry this box around, but
Yeah.
like I had readings probably like for like 10 or 15 hours and it was like fine.
Yeah.
But I cannot control it in a doctor's office, so they won't let me
Yeah.
leave.
Yeah.
So every physical is like, oh no, what's gonna happen today?
Yeah, I get so anxious going to the doctor for that exact reason.
Yeah. But yeah, they put me on a beta blocker because they're like, your anxiety.
A beta blocker is basically a high blood pressure medicine.
Yeah, and it's supposed to help with anxiety too. So
It helps with like stage performance and stuff like that.
oh.
I think it helps for like not getting nervous on stage. A lot of people, a lot of like concert pianists or like concert cello players or violin people, they take it.
Interesting.
Yeah, because it just removes that fear or that like that stage performance of the. You can still like feel anxious, but you just don't have the jitters or you don't have
Yeah.
any of that stuff.
I mean, I still got the jitters,
Yeah.
but whatever.
Do you take it every day?
the beta blocker? Yeah.
What's the name of it? Propol or something? No propol. No something.
Propanolol?
Because
I'm saying it wrong,
There's a
though.
thing called Hims, which is like Facebook advertises like medicine now, and like there's one that's like for stage perform, like you have an interview coming up, like take this beta blocker. They're basically like advertising it like it's M&Ms.
Oh my god.
Like, get a note from your doctor and you can order it, even though it's a generic
It's so
drug.
annoying because it has side effects.
Yes, and it's a generic drug. So if your doctor just prescribes you the normal drug, it will be, your insurance might just cover it, or it might be $10. But if you go through this company, Hims or whatever, you're paying a huge markup, like $20 or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. I only know about that because there was a whole thing about like Facebook marketing drugs now.
What will they think of next?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. I have been trying to find... I can't find it, but I've been really into wood chipper videos lately. And I want a wood chipper so bad. I tried to put it in our doc, like my favorite wood chipper video, but then I couldn't find it again. If you could buy anything... I think if I could buy anything very expensive right now, it'd be a wood chipper. I might regret it, but that's what I want.
What do you like the most about the wood chipper? Is it like an ASMR thing, or is it just the feeling of something being destroyed? Or
yeah, it's so satisfying.
Yeah.
It's so fucking satisfying watching a tree go in and a fucking big pile of wood chips come out. Oh my fucking god!
Yeah.
Like if I had a wood chipper, whoa! I feel like it looks so relaxing.
yeah,
It looks. It looks so relaxing. I want one so bad.
I love the smell.
I don't know where I'd put it though.
I love the smell of mulch.
Yeah.
Like
it's
after you
nice.
throw the wood chipper in, the tree has released, or the chips have released a lot of like an aroma.
Yeah. I love that smell.
I love that. I love the smell of nature. I love the smell of freshly cut grass.
Yeah.
You want to hear something I heard? You know the reason why freshly cut grass smells?
No, I don't
That's an odor that the grass emits to say that it's under attack.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. So when you smell freshly cut grass,
Why do they make it smell good then?
well, to us it smells good. We've evolved
Yeah.
to have it smell good, but to other plants or whatever, that smell is death.
Oh, it smells so nice.
Yeah, like us to like a cooking steak smells good.
I used to eat grass as a kid if I was hungry
Really? Why?
because I thought
That makes you throw up. That's what dogs and cats eat to like make them throw up.
Maybe I just did the smallest amount so it wouldn't. And also the I really don't want to mention Harry Potter, but you know the Harry Potter jelly beans?
I don't know, but I know Harry Potter.
The grass ones were divine.
Yeah.
They're so good. They're so fresh and like that was nice. They were nice.
Did they taste like grass?
Yeah, it tasted like the grass I ate when I was a kid, but maybe like a little more flavorful because I think it was going for how it would taste if it was freshly cut and was emitting that odor.
Yeah.
But like the grass I was eating as a kid didn't have that odor because it wasn't cut. I was ripping it out of the earth's flesh. Okay, I need to stop talking because they're gonna commit me.
So you're eating like root and dirt and all that stuff?
Well, I probably was reading.
This is a yes.
I was probably eating root, but I probably wasn't eating dirt, and
Yeah.
it was probably such a small amount. I don't think I ever threw up from it, but I do remember. Oh, this is what I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you in a different episode we did, but I think I just forgot to say it in the moment.
Let's not change topics yet.
No, this is the same topic.
Okay.
Well, no, it's not.
Well, because I
kinda
want to
not.
jump on what you said about eating grass.
Okay,
'cause
yeah.
When I was young, I didn't eat grass, but my neighbor had a sandbox, and we made a toilet, and we used to just pee in the sandbox. And our toilets are. We used to
That
be like.
makes me hate you.
You used to.
I don't like
we
that.
all weird things. You used to eat grass, and I used to pee in the sandbox.
I don't like that pee was in there though.
But here's the thing.
Did you ever shit in it?
Never shat.
Okay.
Never shat. But
guess
here's
it's
the thing.
good.
My neighbor's so we used to pee in the sandbox. We'd make it like a toilet, and we said like we have to go to the bathroom. Like let's go to our secret bathroom, and we pee in the sandbox. So then, like,
Was it the turtle kind? The sandbox was the shape of a turtle.
No, it was
I
just
had
like a
that
wooden.
kind.
It was just a wooden box and with sand in it. Anyways, so we pee in it, and then after like his brother, like ratted us out to his mom. And then she'd be like, don't pee in the sandbox. The thing about this sandbox was, it's not just you're peeing on sand that goes into dirt. It was a sandbox that had a plastic lining so you can only dig so far. Mm-hmm. So there's like a tarp under the dirt. So basically we were just pissing
It was like a
into
fucking
sand.
kitty litter box.
It was like a kitty litter box,
That's so gross.
I know.
But as long as you weren't
We
shitting.
were kids. We weren't shitting.
Yeah.
We're having the time of our lives.
Yeah.
Pissing in the sandbox.
Youth is wasted on the young people. Sheeple.
So what were you saying about...
Well, I was thinking about, sometimes I get, because I feel like I'm very anti-sociopath in the sense that everything makes me feel something.
It's called an empath.
I feel like I'm an empath.
I feel like I'm an empath as well.
Everything makes me feel guilty that shouldn't. So I feel like...
When you see someone get hurt or you see someone in pain, you kind of like... It's almost like mixed with narcissism too, because you then feel it and you want to feel better, so you make them feel better to make yourself feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah, for sure. It's not like I'm trying to say I'm a good person or anything. It's just that I don't feel like I'm a sociopath. No, I'm trying to say.
It's not that it's good or bad. It's that I completely understand what you're saying. It's a form of narcissism that when someone feels bad, you feel the emotion, so you make them feel bad, not just to help them, but to also have yourself not feel bad.
Yeah, I feel bad when people feel bad.
Same.
And I feel anxious when people feel bad.
Same.
And I was thinking about like what's the most like, so I was just thinking, well, okay, so there's this thing I did as a kid that is like something sociopaths do. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to ask you if there's something, because okay, the thing I did was once I cut a snake in half.
A live snake?
Yeah, alive. I think. I mean, I was very young, so maybe it was dead, and I'm misremembering. But I feel like it was alive, and I just get flashes of it still. I'm just like, oh my God, why'd I cut that snake in half? And I was just going to ask you if you ever did anything crazy like that.
Yes, and I will say what I did, but first I want to respond to what you just said. Mm-hmm. What you just described is a very normal behavior, and a very normal human behavior. They
always say serial killers do it, though.
Well, they do it and they don't feel anything.
Yeah.
The reason why they kill small animals as children is because they have no empathy. Mm-hmm. So when they kill something, when they see an animal or a person suffering, they can't put themselves in the shoes of that person and say like, oh, that person's in pain or that animal's in pain, I feel bad.
Yeah.
Sociopaths lack that ability.
Right.
Right?
They sure do.
A child has never experienced death or pain, hopefully not. So they'll harm an animal, and then they'll say, oh my God, that makes me feel horrible. I feel bad. I'm never going to do that again. Yeah. So there's an argument against cyberbullying. A lot of times when people bully someone, you actually end up feeling bad. So when you bully someone and they start crying, and then you go like, oh, I feel bad for making them feel bad. I feel this way about bullying now. I don't want to bully. But with cyberbullying, you bully someone, and then you just sit there and go like, oh, okay. I don't, since you don't see them react to it, you actually just go like, that was fun. That made me feel better. So anyways, my moment where I harmed an animal when I was very young.
Oh, it's the same as mine.
Yeah, I heard an animal.
Because it can be anything.
I killed an animal. I killed a baby bird. So what?
That seems
it was maybe not a baby bird,
mine.
but it was a bird. So what happened was
mine was like metal. Yours seems like I don't know what's about to happen.
Well, let me explain. It's actually not as bad.
I'm just fucking with you.
So I used to be a crack shot with a BB gun. I still am.
I used to be a crackhead.
I used to be a crackhead and a great shot with a BB gun. So I still am. I actually went camping recently, and there was a small BB gun there. We mentioned it on a previous pod, and I can still shoot amazing. So I used to set up clothespins on the line and then go out my bedroom window and just shoot the clothespins. I was just so good at shooting. And I looked up and I saw a bird on the tree.
Oh, no.
And I just kind of like, I didn't really want to hit him, but I just lifted up the gun and shot and killed the bird. So the bird fell out of the tree, and I was like, oh my God, I hit him. I can't believe I actually hit the bird. I kind of knew I would hit him, but at the same time, I didn't know. I didn't want to hit him. Yeah. But I knew I was good enough to hit him, so I don't know. I was just a child, and it was just confusing. So I killed the bird. The bird falls to the ground. I freak out.
You think you're going to go to jail?
No, I didn't have fear of repercussion. I had fear. I didn't have any fear. I just felt bad that I hurt this animal. There was no personal fear or personal guilt. The only guilt I felt was that I inflicted pain and I inflicted death on this animal that had nothing to do with me. That was just living its little bird life. So I ran up under the tree, and I see this bird, and he's still kind of moving. He's not 100% dead.
Oh, that's sad.
So this is an animal who's just in pain.
Yeah.
He's making his little noises. He's crying out, and I looked at him. So I went back to my room, and I had this little toolbox for like small kids' tools. It was like a red small toolbox, and I took everything out of it, and it was roughly the size of the bird, basically the size of like a
coffin.
It was like the size of a VHS case. Basically, that's what I did. I opened it up. I took the bird. He died. And I put him in the box, and I dug a hole, and I buried the bird. So a week or two go by, and I was with my buddy, the same buddy I peed in the sandbox with.
Wow. And your
nice
your co-star
callback.
in Pet Cemetery.
Exactly. So I was like, hey, I killed a bird. Do you want to, like, see it? Or something. I don't think I asked if you wanted to see it. I was just like, I killed this bird, da-da-da. And it's just like, we got to look at this bird now. So I dug up, and then I opened the box, and it's burned in my brain. I'll never forget it. Its stomach was like moving. It was filled with maggots. Ugh. The whole thing. The bird, it's like maggots coming out of the eyes. The whole like stomach was like gyrating and moving, and almost like had like an ocean type like wave movement to it. And I remember freaking out and closing the box and throwing it back in the hole. And
did you think it was alive?
No, I knew
it was
bugs.
That's so creepy.
Your phone's buzzing.
Yeah, Chicago's calling me.
You gotta hit it because it's going to the mic probably.
No, it's silent. It's not on.
Oh, it's not vibrate? Oh, okay, cool. Anyways,
I have it on the real silent.
Oh, smart. I should do that. Well, I can't now because it's doing the thing. Yeah, that stuck with me, and like my memory is like not photographic or whatever that term is. Like I remember like the feeling of things. Like, oh, I remember that, and like I don't remember pictures. But like this, when I shot that bird, it's burned into my brain.
Yeah.
And it felt like it was like one of those things that's like I'm going to be judged if there is a God. Like I judge myself, and like it really impacted me as like a child and developing like empathy and
yeah.
And
I don't remember if I felt bad when I cut the snake in half, but I remember immediately hiding it. Yeah. Like I remember like the snake was cut in half, and there was like this big rock in my backyard, and it had a hole in it, and the hole would fill with rainwater. I don't know why the rock had a hole in it. Now that sounds so weird saying that. Why would it have a hole in it? But I don't know. So I hid the body in the hole. So like no one would find out I killed the snake.
I feel like a snake, like I don't really feel empathy for fish. Because I feel like fish are just why.
His lyric about how it's okay to eat fish because they don't have any feelings.
I believe so. Fish are just like little robots. They're little evolutionary robots.
Wait, why more than other things?
So a mammal, or even like a bird. Is a bird a mammal? I don't know. No, they lay eggs. I think they don't because they lay eggs. I think mammals, except the platypus, mammals normally don't lay eggs. Mammals have uterus.
Platypus. The platypus Beanie Baby was so cool. It was magenta.
I was never. I bought Nintendo Beanie Babies like Mario and stuff.
Good color.
But fish, like, they're just like little robots to me, or they're just too alien. It's too removed from me to like really feel bad about it. But I will never hunt. But I did go fishing. But I can't kill an animal. I can't like. And the thing is, I eat meat, and I know that it's bad, and I know that it's a smart animal. An animal like a cow is just as emotionally intelligent, or even intelligent, a cow or a pig, as a dog or a cat. And I have my dog, and I love my dog and my pet, and a pig or a cow can exhibit those same emotions and affection towards other things, and I eat those things, and it's sad to me that that's. But I love meat. I tell my wife all the time, I want to die a vegetarian. At some point, I want to become a vegetarian. I don't want to, like, die a meat eater. And she goes, that's the stupidest thing to say. It's like, because unless you, like, die eating a meal, you're dying a vegetarian.
I want to live as I die.
Yeah.
Me eating a meal. I sort of have the opposite. Like, I'm a vegetarian, but I kind of want to be a meat eater. But I just can't. I'm a big vibes person. And if you see one documentary, you've seen them all. And I just feel like I don't want to eat. It's like, okay, the life they have, right? Mm-hmm. it's like okay, if I hired a house cleaner, right?
Yeah.
And I watched how they clean the house, and I watched the life they had when they went home. It's like, oh my God, I don't know how to, I'm so bad at explaining my thoughts today. I think I'm just overtired. It's like, I don't know how to explain this, but when you see the life they have before they die.
Yeah. You empathize with that more than not knowing?
I empathize with it, but I also feel like that's in their body and in their meat, and it's in their muscle memory, and it's like their vibes in their life.
Yeah.
And I don't want to eat that because it's like, I feel like I'm just like eating their pain. And I don't know where I was going with the housekeeper reference, but some kind of...
You know when you eat your housekeeper...
Like I literally...
It's a modest proposal.
I don't even know what... I think I was trying to say, like, if they were cleaning the house and they were in pain, that I wouldn't be able to enjoy the house being clean, but it was, like, the worst analogy ever.
Okay.
Don't at me. But it's like...
Don't at me, housekeepers.
Don't at me, housekeepers of America. I don't really... It doesn't make sense, but we're talking on the fly, so things get a little hazy. But... I don't know, just like the last moments of they have on Earth are so, they just seem so torturous, and I just like I think like if I craved meat more, then maybe that would win, but like meat just isn't desirable to me. To me, it's all about sugar.
Yeah.
So
you know, it's such a funny, like the argument of like not eating meat for meat eaters is always like, well, it's unnatural. Like nature says, like you need to eat meat. Nature, like being a vegetarian, eating vegan or eating vegetarian is unnatural. Well, also flying to the moon, being in a plane, being on a bus,
everything,
plastic surgery, dyeing your hair, wearing contact lenses, wearing glasses, all that's unnatural. You're picking and choosing what you consider natural and unnatural.
Yeah.
So, and
I think they're confusing natural with ethical sometimes too.
Yeah.
Like, it's not... it's more ethical to shoot an animal and eat it, and I would love to do it that way, but it's not natural to do it that way because guns aren't natural.
I honestly think when it comes to is it ethical to eat animals, if we're going to honestly look at ourselves and look at how we eat, it's not ethical to eat animals. We don't have to do it, but we just... This is the way we've been doing it, and it's hard for us to change. And there's industries, and there's people that rely on these industries for work.
Yeah.
And there's livestock and all this stuff, and we make a lot of money. People make a lot of money in milk and meat products and all that. If you were to remove meat, a lot of people will be affected by it. Actually, cattle and stuff is a big proponent in climate change.
Yeah.
It affects the planet.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think at some point we're gonna, like 100 years from now, I wonder if we're gonna look back. The human race will have moved on so much where we look back and we say, "Oh wow, can you believe that people used to eat animals instead of eating, the goop, the Soylent Green that we create?"
Yeah, I think it will be like that, especially if everything's true about how it's like for like you just need too much land to produce the amount of cows that we eat. Like it's going to have to change eventually. So I think eventually we won't eat meat. But it's really hard to not be hungry when you don't eat meat.
As someone who, like, I'm talking as someone who eats meat.
Yeah.
I just made chicken today.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where I understand.
Yeah,
that I eat meat and I love to eat meat.
I'm just hungry.
We're talking about ordering a pizza. I want to get like my half with bacon. Like these. But I'm not unaware that what I'm doing has an unethical side to it.
Yeah, because very annoying people will tell you how easy it is to be vegetarian and all the whole foods they eat. But like food is very expensive and eating healthy is very expensive. And
it's a lifestyle change.
Eating carbs is very cheap and it's very fast and it's much cheaper than eating healthy. So I think like it's very hard to not be hungry and eat healthy foods all the time. And
Yeah.
even most of the time, it's hard to do it because it's like fresh vegetables. We have access to everything here. So in that sense, you shouldn't complain because we have like the most choices that you could possibly have on Earth with food. We live in New York City, but it's just very expensive.
Yeah.
So it's like
and
you have to.
And a lot of the stuff is subsidized.
It goes
like,
bad really fast.
a lot of farmers are subsidized that produce a lot of meat, produce a lot of dairy. Vegetables aren't necessarily subsidized. Maybe they are, but not to the point of what meat and dairy are.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing about vegetables is the shelf life on vegetables is a lot shorter than meat. You can freeze a steak and you can eat it a month later. Mm-hmm. Vegetables, you kind of have to eat it right when you buy it.
Yeah.
It's really hard to have.
Bad for performers. Like if you do 3 shows in a row, then all your vegetables you just bought are dead.
Yeah.
I throw away so much vegetables because I get a little cocky and I'm like, I'll have time to make that thing I want to make with all those vegetables.
Yeah.
Dude, I throw away so much food. It makes me feel so guilty.
Or you buy vegetables and then you eat the same thing like 6 times in a row.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
That's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
I made a veggie like chili, like beans and spinach and like tomatoes and just whatever, like a vegetarian slop. And I get so sick of it.
I went online.
Get so sick of it.
I went online and I looked up the recipes to make a sweet green salad. I make the harvest bowl.
I remember this.
I've been messaging.
Yes.
Yeah. So I bought like a bunch of kale and a bunch of stuff, and I literally ate like the harvest bowl, a homemade harvest bowl from Sweet Green. I literally ate it for like 3 days straight, and I had the worst diarrhea.
Why?
My body was like, "You need to eat something else." I think it's the
Too
goat
much
cheese.
vegetables?
I think the goat cheese.
Oh my
too.
God.
And everything.
Cheese.
It was just eating the same thing.
Don't fuck with goat cheese. Okay, this is my fucking goat cheese rant. Okay, y'all better be ready for this. And this is for you, Joe, because you're gonna have to tell me what you like about it. To me, goat cheese smells and tastes just like when you go and visit a goat and you can smell their shit. Please tell me something I'm missing, because you guys all seem psychotic to me.
I love goat cheese.
Does it not smell like their shit?
I don't know. I'd have to visit a goat and see, but I get where you're coming from. There is an earthiness.
Yeah, that's
There's
another
an
thing. Everyone always gets
cheese.
where I'm coming from, which makes it even weirder, because it's like, yeah, I get what you're coming from. It does smell and taste like shit, but I love it.
So here's the thing. Like, I like earthy tasting things. Like, I am a huge fan of unsweetened black iced tea. And it has like a very, almost like it tastes like dirt. Like, it has like a dirt, earthy quality to it, and I love it. It's like, it just tastes refreshing, and it tastes like I'm getting vitamins, and I love that taste. I hate sweet tea. I like unsweetened iced tea. And I think goat cheese is of that same vein. Of like, it almost tastes a little bit like the farm. Like, it tastes farm fresh.
It smells like the goat hay that they shit in.
I like it.
And I love goats. It's nothing against them. It's their milk, right?
Yeah. Well, it's cheese, yeah.
So it's, I love goats. I really genuinely love goats because they look satanic. They look like Baphomet.
They got the fucking crazy eyes.
They're the most satanic animal you can be. So clearly, I fucking ride hard for goats. But their cheese can go fuck itself. Oh my fucking God.
So why are goat eyes
it smells so bad.
Fucking creepy? Why do they have these horizontal...
Because they're satanic. That's a satanic eye.
See, it's funny because like the reason why they're satanic is because whoever designed Satan was just influenced by goats. Like, they always give them the hooved feet, you know, and these like goat eyes and stuff like that, and the horns.
That one's scary.
I think it's the eyes. The eyes make them like otherworldly. Like the rectangle pupils just look like death.
I think the main thing is the horns, though.
Yeah, the horns.
Because not a lot of animals have like those curly, weird horns.
Also, a goat scream. Have you ever heard the goat scream?
Yeah. That's what I go to bed to at night. Goat scream sounds.
Sounds like a person. Oh, this one's gonna be crazy. That's crazy. Exactly. Have you ever heard of a mountain lion scream?
Yeah, but I
It's
don't
so
really know. I
scary.
don't really remember.
It sounds like a woman being assaulted. It
Yeah.
sounds like that, like blood curdle, like ah. It sounds like
When cats, just like regular cats, are fucking outside, it
Yeah.
sounds like
Oh.
a woman being assaulted
Yeah.
too.
Listen to this. Where are the?
That sounds very gothic. And he's just gonna kill it?
I know. See,
Why? He's not. You can't even eat them.
I don't like
Why would
hunting
you
for
wanna?
sport.
Why would you want to?
What is the
kill
sport?
It unless you're gonna eat it?
You're using such advanced technology.
And he's a kid too.
Is he?
He looks.
Young.
He looks like a teen.
Everyone just needs to take mushrooms
Yeah.
and just chillax.
I'm not against hunting. I just. Why
I'm
would
against.
You,
I'm against hunting.
I'm not like I'm only against hunting if you're not gonna eat it. I mean, if you're gonna buy meat at the grocery store, you should kill it. Like, how could
Yes.
you be against hunting if you eat meat?
Because you don't need to do it. Like, there's no reason
But
to
you
go.
don't
and-
need to go to the grocery store and buy meat.
I know. Here's the predicament I'm in. Because ethically, I think meat. I do believe meat is murder. That old PETA thing, and like furs murder. And
But
all that
not
stuff.
all murders are created equal. The meat you buy is so much worse than hunting. Hunting
that's
is
true.
fine.
No, I guess that's true.
Hunting is fine.
But I think,
especially deer. Especially if you eat deer.
I remember my wife and I were driving late at night, and she hit a deer, and the look on her face. She was,
Scary.
and she goes, "Do you think he's okay?" And
No.
I'm like, I'm like, yeah, no, he's fine. He's fine. he's all right. I saw him get up and go. Just keep driving, keep looking forward.
He just texted me. He's like, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. Just get home safe.
We follow each other on Twitter now.
Oh my God.
He's fine.
I
Let's
mean,
just keep going. It was late. It was after a long drive too. We just made it to Connecticut. We're going to my parents' house to stay over late at night, and I remember just the look on her face, and I know exactly that feeling.
Yeah.
And it was just like we both knew that animal is dead.
I wouldn't want to run one over, but if I ate meat, dude, I'm shooting it myself. I don't want to eat a chicken that has been crammed into a cage with 1,000 chickens. I want to shoot like a nice little fun one that's running around. Not because I want to, like, I get joy out of ending its life. It's just because that's just a better life for it.
Yeah. We used to have a chicken coop growing up, and my grandfather had one. They used to raise chickens and like kill them and eat them and stuff. And like, have you ever seen a chicken get killed?
Yes, yeah, I've seen their heads get chopped off many times. I have a friend in high school whose parents would kill them in front of us.
So the way my grandfather did it wasn't chopping off the head. You hang them upside down, so the blood goes to the head, and then you grab the head and then the feet, and then you pull and you break their neck.
I think I've seen that too, but I don't have like a memory ingrained in my head. I just have the chop one because it was cooler. Yeah. I don't think you're ever going to find a vegetarian who talks about murdering animals quite like I can. I think I'm the only vegetarian on earth. And I'm not like a dabbler. I've been a vegetarian since elementary school.
Yeah.
Literally
so why
since elementary
did you choose
school.
to be a vegetarian?
Okay, so this is what happened. My dad is a weird guy, and my mom was a waitress, and we would have, those Encore gross, like, microwave meals? Mm-hmm. We would have an Encore meal when she'd be waitressing on Thursday nights, and it was veal parmesan. And he would make the noise of a cow crying while we were... Yeah, he's a weirdo. While we were eating it. Because he thought it was funny, I think. Yeah. I don't know why. But he thought it was funny. And I didn't know what veal was because I was a kid. So when he told me that I was eating a baby cow, it seemed like someone had just like pulled the rug out from underneath me. I was like, I didn't know what meat was. And then, so I was really young. And so that was like sort of where it like was in my head that this was a terrible idea. That this was just a terrible idea. And I felt guilty, and then also just realizing that what I was looking at was a dead body would also gross me out. So it was both things. It was moral and it would gross me out. And then I just got really into Buddhism in like 5th or 6th grade. Or
You're like Lisa Simpson.
is that what happened?
That's pretty much.
I played the saxophone too.
Oh my! You are Lisa Simpson.
Was she a vegetarian?
She became a vegetarian.
Oh, weird.
And she got into Buddhism.
Oh, that's so weird. That's 3 things.
And that episode where she gets into vegetarianism, Paul McCartney's in with Linda McCartney.
Oh, wow. Your hero.
My hero.
So, I can't remember what grade, but I was really young, and my aunt, she lives in Spain, and she sent me a book on Buddhism, and I had been getting into Buddhism for a couple years, and I guess she found out, so she sent me a book. And it just, all those things coming together is what, like...
Yeah.
It was, like, my breaking point of, like, feeling guilty, getting into a religion that, like, didn't eat meat, and also being grossed out by it. It was just, like, 3 things, and it was too much.
How did your family take it?
They just aren't that type of family that's like, oh, someone's a vegetarian, I'm going to make, like, these elaborate vegetarian meals. Like, they're very, like, meat and potato kind of people. Like,
Same with my family.
my mom, like, a typical meal would be, like, meatloaf or, like, spaghetti and meatballs or chicken. Like, that was most of the meals were, like, chicken, meatloaf. Mm-hmm. So I was just kind of screwed because she wasn't like a vegetarian food person. Mm-hmm. So I just ate a lot of carbs and, like, it was kind of unhealthy for me because it just, like, kind of...
Yeah.
It wasn't, like, I didn't have, like, I have, like, a much better eating palate now.
Yeah.
Like, I eat a lot of vegetables now, and I just, like, eat a lot of different types of foods. But, like, for a long time, I don't know, I just feel like I was just eating, like, cereal.
Yeah.
Or, like, if they were, maybe I would eat, like, the salad and a potato. But it wasn't, like, complete, you know, it was kind of, like, it wasn't, like, a great way to eat.
Did they, like, support you being a vegetarian?
I just think they didn't really get it.
They just, yeah.
And that's just not wasn't their lifestyle. Mm-hmm. You know, so it was just like, they didn't say I couldn't or anything, but I think they just didn't get it.
Yeah. I feel like that's how my family is with me right now, with everything I do.
Yeah, but it was like, you would
like,
literally cry, pretend you were a baby cow being murdered. It's like,
yeah, you're the
you
weird
really
one.
confused that I'm a vegetarian now?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
I was like 4.
Yeah. Anyways, we have a couple minutes left.
Yeah. Tell a secret, Joe. Let's tell a secret. This is the pod where we tell a secret.
Do I have a secret?
I don't know. I don't know if I actually I don't know if I have a secret.
Do I have a secret or, like, a lie? Maybe I have, like, a big lie.
Maybe or maybe not.
Maybe not. I'm trying to think of, like, when I was a kid.
Maybe I have a big lie, or maybe I don't.
I used to, like, I don't know if this counts. I used to, like, pretend I was left-handed when I was younger.
Just to be unique?
Just to be unique, yeah.
Unique you?
Yeah. But the thing is, that's such a weird lie. It's like, if you have to write something.
Yeah.
So I, like, taught myself how to write left-handed a little bit. Just in case I had to, like...
I would always try,
write.
but it wouldn't work.
No, I got good at it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wait, could you do it as well as you write?
Not as well, but I can, like, get by.
That'd be cool.
And the thing is, like, a lot of, like, big stars or big celebrities were, like, left-handed. A lot of people I admired were left-handed. And only, like, 1 in 4 people are left-handed, so I'm like, that's, like, a uniqueness.
Wait,
I want to feel
1 in
special.
4?
I think it's 1 in 4, yeah.
That's way too much. 25% of people are
25%,
left-handed.
yeah. And that ratio goes to dogs and cats. Dogs and cats can be right-handed or left-handed.
I have to Google this.
Look it up.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's 24%. Or 25, that'd be 25%.
But that would mean if we had 10 friends over right now.
Well, remember, this is a
percentages.
world, it's a
I know,
it's for the world.
That sounds so high.
No, yeah, look it up. But yeah, like Barack Obama. Like now, when I see people that are left-handed, like Barack Obama's left-handed, I like kind of like remember like, yeah, I wish I was left-handed.
Everyday Health, which is the first thing that came up, says 10%.
Oh, it's that. I heard 25.
But I don't know if Everyday Health is a real.
Well, there was that great purge of left-handed people that happened in the mid 2000s.
You shot them all with your BB gun.
With my BB gun, and I was like,
yeah,
I feel bad about this.
That was
Let
really
me kill
fucked up.
a couple.
That was really
more.
sad.
Yeah.
I still have nightmares about it.
I think we're done here. Oh, no, you got more?
No, it's not a happy note, but I had a dream this morning that I because of shootings. You know, I feel like everyone has these nightmares now. I had my shooting nightmare where I was in my you know, the shooting was happening and we were like hiding under a table. It was really creepy.
Where were you?
It was a dream, so it's kind of stupid. It was like a school, but it was also something else.
Yeah, that's always the case where it's never, because that really doesn't matter. It's more about the feeling.
Yeah, it was really creepy. And
do you have like a reoccurring nightmare?
No, I think no, not really. I used to as a kid. I will say it's short. I had a reoccurring nightmare where I would wake up and I was in a white square, like a white cube, I mean. Mm-hmm. And I was in white, and there's no window, so you couldn't get out, and there's no door. And I was on a white bed, and underneath the bed was a plastic breakfast. And I would dream this all the time. And I would dream it, and I would have, like, daymares about it, where, like, if I was, like, tired in class or, like, put my head down to rest for a second, I would, like, have this, like, intrusive image of, like, pulling out the breakfast from under the bed, and it was a plastic toast, plastic eggs, plastic bacon, and a plastic orange juice with the plastic straw. But that's supposed to be plastic.
That's
scared the shit out of me.
What do you think it meant?
I think it meant I wanted a fucking real breakfast. I was hungry, baby. I was vegetarian. I was hungry. No, I don't know. I think it was just like trapped, you know?
Yeah.
There was no door. There was no window. No one could hear you scream.
We talked about in a previous podcast that like isolation is your biggest fear, and like that's your version of hell.
Which is so funny that would be my biggest fear because I'm so isolated. Like, I live a very solitary life.
I'm the same way. Maybe it's your biggest fear and your closest friend. On that note, hey,
something to think about.
Something to think about for the next pod.
Yeah.
Subscribe to us on YouTube.
Yeah.
Joe Rosie Experience.
Thanks
every time
for
I say her
hanging.
name, I forget how stupid it is.
It's our names. We can't help it.
I know. JoRoPod. Follow us on Twitter at JoRoPod. Subscribe to us and rate us and review us on iTunes and Google Play. That really helps us out. That helps us a lot more than you think.
Yeah.
That, subscribing on YouTube and commenting and liking, that helps us so much.
I need to buy a wood chipper, so we need subscribers.
And comment. We read your comments.
Yeah.
And,
we'll write back, too.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people send DMs. Just comment. Let the world see.
But DM if it's something personal.
Exactly. If you're like, I relate to that gynecologist story or something.
I, too, had my bladder held by a gyno, and she squeezed it until it burst. Thanks for hanging with us, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Peace!